Art sales can be very tricky, so some things that you'll want to do in order to be able to sell your art are to, first of all, create what's called a body of work. So a body of work consists of 10 pieces, at least 10, and they should all be done in a similar style. They should all be done in a similar technique, using kind of similar colors or similar. There should be a thread that runs in this group of 10 objects, whether that would be like 10 paintings or 10 sculptures, 10 drawings, 10 watercolor paintings, 10 oil paintings, whatever it is. You'll want them to look like they all came from the same artist. So that's called creating a body of work. And the reason that you want to have, say, 10 pieces is because if you're going to be exhibiting your work in a gallery or an outdoor show or an indoor show, a juried exhibition, something at your library, cafe, or restaurant, wherever it is, you're going to want to be able to have these 10 objects that you offer to be able to show, and there should be a thread or a theme that runs through all of them. And the reason that you want to have this theme is so that your work is recognizable within this body of work. So you'll also want to be sure to have your own website, and your website should either have a .com or a .org ending. The reason for that is you want people to see that you're serious about your artwork, and one way to do that is by having your own website. The other benefit of having a website is that you can control completely the look of it. You can control what's on it, what's not on it. You can put things like your biography on there. You can have information about you, personal information about you, how people can contact you. If you're showing in galleries, where people can find your work, what galleries they can find it at. If you're doing art licensing, some places where people can find your merch. But this is really important in your website that you have this, so that so you have a cohesive place. You can put those, if you have these photos of the 10 or more objects art objects that you have ready to display, you can put those. So a lot of times, like if you're going to have an exhibition, the people will want to have, they'll want to know, oh, what are you going to be showing? Or if you're interested in working with a gallery, they'll want to say, well, let me see what your work looks like. You can send them over to your website, and they can really get a feel for, the creativity that you have, the body of work that you're offering, the depth of the offerings that you have. And then the other thing is, if you're going to be selling your originals on your website, you can put your prices, and you can even sell directly from your website. You can sell to the public. You can do a thing, they can have a shopping cart on there, and you can do shipping, and you can send directly. I sell prints on my website, but I do not sell my originals. And that's an important don't, is if you are involved with a gallery, do not sell directly, don't sell your originals through your website or through other sites. Just work directly with the galleries that you have, because you don't want to undercut them. Now, if you do sell through galleries, the galleries will expect you to have your own website, but do not put your prices on that, because they're taking care of the selling for you. So, for example, on mine, I have some paintings out there. I do sell prints through my website, but not my originals. But I've got, for example, some paintings that are not at a gallery, and then the gallery will have their own set of paintings that they're selling. But I have mine on my website just so people get a feel for what types of work I make, but I don't make sales of my originals through my website. So now that you have a website and you have a body of work of 10 pieces ready to go, you'll want to be able to practice your 30-second to 1-minute speech about, if somebody comes up to you and says, who are you or what do you do, you'll want to be able to introduce yourself as an artist and talk just very briefly about your art, and you can practice that in front of a mirror so that you're ready if somebody comes up, because you never know. Someone that you meet might be interested in buying your work. They might be an art enthusiast who might be able to someday set you into a situation where you can be exhibiting your work, and those connections and that networking part is super important. So be ready with that 30-second or 1-minute elevator speech of who it is you are and what you do. Now, here's what not to do. A big rookie mistake is to have false modesty, or to downplay your work, or to put yourself down in your work. That's what you don't want to do. That's really, it's like a bad thing to do. To say, because like if somebody comes up and admires your work and you say, oh, that old painting, or oh, that was not my best, or oh, I have a better one to show you. You never want to do that. And the reason for that is because if someone came up to you and they liked a certain piece of art that you made, if you downplay it or you say there's something wrong with it, then they're going to think that there's something wrong with them. Why did they like it? And it's going to diminish you as an artist. It's going to diminish them, the person who admired it, because they're going to feel like, well, maybe they don't have good taste, or maybe they don't know because the artist themselves doesn't like it. Or if you go and you compliment another artist and you tell them that you what you like about their work or whatever, and they say, I'm that's not very good, I'm much better now, or whatever. It just comes off as bad. It's just not a good thing to do. So the simple way to handle this is, if somebody comes up and admires your artwork, is just to say thank you so much, or hey, I appreciate you saying that. And what that does is that elevates the person who gave you the compliment. It invites the ability to make a sale. They might feel compelled, hey, I resonate with the artwork, I resonate with the artist, I might be interested in adding their art to my collection. And so that's the kind of feeling, the kind of vibe that you're going to want to be able to give off in order to sell your work, is setting your mind in a position where I am worthy of having my artwork sold. I'm worthy of having my artwork shown and seen by the public. That getting into that mindset, it's just like a superpower. If you have that, then this will radiate from you, and it will make you confident in your work, and that will show, when people will pick up on that. I got the best advice from Stan Wiederspan, who was the first gallery I was ever with. This was back in the year 2000. Stan Wiederspan told me that the goal, and this makes so much sense, the goal is that when a client walks in the door of the gallery, that they see your artwork and they know that it's you, that you have a recognizable style. And if you think about famous artists that you might know, think about Van Gogh, think about Picasso, think about Monet, Chagall. A lot of these things that you're thinking of a specific image or a style, because this artist has worked hard to develop their own unique look. So a coffee shop owner or a gallery owner, someone who is wanting to display your artwork, what they're looking for is a consistent look or a consistent thread. So maybe it's the colors that you're choosing, it's the subjects that you're choosing, it's the way you apply paint onto your canvas, or a watercolor artist, it's the methods that you're using. They're looking for something that is something where it all works together, or it all looks good together, and it looks like the same artist made it. That's what your own unique look is, or your own voice. And it takes time to develop that. So really, pretty much every artist, what you'll do is over your career, you're going to be learning about these different types of art, and you try out different styles, and you go, and over time, it just happens organically. What happens over time is you develop your own unique look. And so don't worry if you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have a unique look. You actually do, and you don't realize it. So what you want to do, what you want to think about is be genuine. Just be you, be yourself. And what will happen is that will start to automatically come out in your artwork. So, and God made you unique. There is nobody else in the world that has your perspective, that has your mind, that has your specific talent set, that has all of these things together in one combination. You are the only one that has that. And so putting that expression out in your artwork is putting a gift out to the world, and it's being uniquely you. So people buying art today are looking for something genuine. They're looking for something that is honestly coming from from inside someone. It's easy to copy something else. It's easy, but that's essentially a forgery. And so the key here is to come up with something and do work that is your own free expression. So here's a don't, and here's what you don't want to do. Don't fall into the trap of using that nasty old AI to take over your artwork. Yeah, it's fine to use AI to maybe get ideas or to get something started, but the key with AI is it's fake. It's just generic, and it feels generic, and people can pick up on that. And so it's really important that you put what's authentically you out there, because people don't pay money for AI art. It's just not a thing. But people do pay money for things that are coming genuinely from an individual person, from their mind and from their soul. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed today's video and that you'll come back again to the studio and see me again. So until next time, it's Dena Tollefson. All my best to you. Bye-bye.